Oke, halo semua, dan ya, kali ini saya bakal main Genshin lagi, dan kayak kemarin yang saya bilang, saya bakal lakuin story-story. Kita reconquest atau story ini dulu ya. Apa namanya? Ini ada story nih. Electric Umbrosa chapter 2 masih belum, Kamisato Yato belum, Kadehara Kazuha masih belum, untuk yang story quest masih banyak banget loh. Masih banyak banget yang belum, anjir memang. Ini hangout juga hampir gak pernah saya mainin untuk hangout. Jadi ya, kita bakal lanjut art conquest dulu atau story quest dulu. Kita selesain yang Raiden aja nih kayaknya, coba ya. Raiden Shogun, Empathic Umbrosa. Nah ini nih, Cleansing Light. Kita ikut ini aja coy. Oke, kita udah sampai Inazuma ini ya. Dan kita bakal lanjut ke Catherine coy. Kita langsung aja ke Catherine ya. Saya suka dari story quest ini ada dubbingnya itu. Soalnya kalau quest-quest yang lain gak ada dubbingnya coy. Kayak art conquest tuh saya suka karena ada dubbingnya ya. Jadi nggak sepi gitu.
Recently, the Adventurers Guild has received an unusual commission, and after careful consideration, we believe that
the Traveler would be the most suitable candidate, right?
Indeed, as ever. I will spare the pleasantries then. May I ask if you two are available to help? Our client for this job is the Yashiro Commission. Apparently, Rift Towns are attacking the roots of the sacred sakura nearby Mount Yogo in great numbers.
Rift Towns? On Narukami Island?
Rift Town yang kayak itu ya, apa namanya? Yang kayak
We're not
serigala
sure
itu
where
kayaknya aja.
exactly these creatures come from. But this time, they are attacking in alarming numbers with great aggression and a clear target. The sacred sakura is of tremendous importance to Inazuma. I trust you are aware of this already? Good. Then you can see that this case is very urgent indeed.
Is the Tenryu Commission aware?
Yes, and they are already taking action of their own. However, given that the sacred sakura's root system is vast and complex, and faced with the unpredictability and scale of the Rift Town's attacks, they are finding it difficult to defend against them. Their main priority is to protect the civilian population, so they are actively looking to cooperate with all other available forces to eliminate the monsters. The Adventurers Guild is one of the key parties assisting the Tenryu Commission with their work, but so far, the combined efforts to combat the Rift Towns has failed to substantially ameliorate the situation. You have our deepest gratitude. Your confident response puts me far more at ease. I will mark on your map the areas where Rift Town appearances have been recently reported.
Oke, jadi kita kayaknya bakal lawan serigala-serigalanya itu ya. Kalau nggak salah itu sih, si Rift Town itu ya. Kayak serigala yang tapi nggak ada kakinya itu ya, yang bisa terbang-terbang gitu. Kayaknya itu sih, seingat saya. Secret Sakura itu di tempatnya Miko itu kah? Untuk Secret Sakura kah? Secret Sakura. Ini kan Secret Sakura kan? Iya, Secret Sakura di sini coy. Ini ya. Lumayan dekat juga sih. Tidak terlalu jauh, tidak terlalu jauh. Ini kalau Xiao sih enak sih, langsung rajin tag di atas. Kalau bukan Xiao bakal berkurang darahnya nih. Ya bener ini Rifan.
Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter. Torn to oblivion.
Kenapa 4.000 kan cuma? Kenapa ada punya 4.000 saja? Gila banget dah. Asli. Jam kill 3 bench ini.
To oblivion.
Bisa langsung keluar si Raiden cuy.
Shogun? Wait, no. Could also be A.
Oh, it's you two.
Oke,
It
si
has been a
Raiden.
long time. We have not seen each other since the resolution of the Tenryou Commission crisis.
Okay, sounds more like A. It is you, right? You sure made short work of them. That was amazing.
Oke, akhirnya kita ketemu sama si Raiden lagi cuy, atau si E-nya. Kalau si Raiden ini kan kayak ininya ya, apa namanya? Kayak puppetnya atau apa namanya itu? Boneka ya, kayak boneka gitu lah. Akhirnya kita ketemu lagi sama si Raiden ini, si E-nya ya.
I'm making early preparations for what is to come. Last time we took a walk around Inazuma together, I witnessed the way the world is today. I was finally able to comprehend some things that I had never understood in the past. Since then, every time I encounter an obstacle in my thinking, I find myself having the urge to spend some time in the outside world.
Makes sense. You must get super bored being stuck in there all the time.
Might I remind you that I am not here to amuse myself? Recently, I have observed a number of changes in the external world from the plane of Euthymia. The most serious of these being the attack on the sacred Sakura by numerous rift hounds. I considered this matter worthy of my attention, so I pursued them, and they led me here, where I happened to run into you.
Oke, kayaknya nggak perlu Archon juga yang datang ya.
If the Shogun rather than I were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left the situation alone.
Why? Because she's just a puppet?
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this nature are to be delegated to the Tri-Commission. But rift hounds attacking the sacred Sakura... It brings back bad memories of that terrible disaster.
A disaster?
Yes. 500 years ago, a great catastrophe befell Inazuma. Everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land. Countless lives were lost, and this homeland that the people had worked so hard to build barely escaped being obliterated entirely. The monsters committed many atrocities on Inazuman soil, and the rift hounds were always their advance guard. Their duty was to tear open a passage through space with their claws and teeth, and then call in even more powerful beasts.
Oke. Oh, kayaknya ada hubungannya dengan Kenry cuy. Ini sudah agak-agak lupa sama ceritanya loh. Kenry ini kayaknya yang kejadian 500 tahun lalu sama juga yang terjadi sama ini ya. Di Archon War coy, kalau nggak salah. Archon War ya. Di perangnya para dewa-dewanya gitulah.
So you've heard of it too. That's an episode of history that I am loath to recall. Maybe to you, it seems like my response to these creatures was an excessive one. But an excess of caution is not unwarranted in this case.
Guess you can't argue with that.
Since we are both here for the same reason, let us work together. From the traces they've left in the surrounding area, there should be many more monsters nearby.
Paimon feels so safe when we're in Ace company. Having someone uber powerful on your team kind of makes you feel invincible, doesn't it? Oh yeah, after we've dealt with the monsters, we should ask her to tell us more about Conria. This color! It's similar to the color when the sacred Sakura takes damage. Let's follow it. It should be this way.
Inazuma tidak pernah cerah cuacanya.
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be able to nurse the root system back to health.
This stuff that's flowing out, is it sap or something? And how come it's glowing? Huh? What's this? Could they be dead people? wouldn't be the first time we'd seen ghosts on our journey. But why would they appear here?
Let's search the area. Perhaps we will find out.
I can't go on like this. Not when the other troops are counting on me.
What happened here?
Who are you? What are you doing here? Run quick while you still can. The monsters will be back. And once you're in their sights, I'm telling you there's no escaping them. We will defend Inazuma until our dying breath. You don't know? Inazuma is engulfed in darkness. Beasts and horrifying monsters are everywhere. They're merciless, ferocious, and they will devour everything in their path.
Ini kayak mungkin kayak ingatan masa lalunya gitu ya, yang kayak di ini.
They'll devour it all.
Kayak di apa ya? Ada pulau Inazuma yang itu juga, yang bisa kayak ngembalikin cerita-cerita masa lalu gitu. Tempat itu loh, tempat yang apa namanya? Si burungnya itu yang dibunuh. Saya lupa nama tempatnya loh. Kalau nggak salah ceritanya di situ juga gitu coy. Jadi waktunya tetap berputar dan dia bakal ngulang kejadian yang sama kayak gitu. Dan mungkin ini kayak kejadian di masa lalunya gitu kah?
But look, none of that seems to be going on around here.
Yang kayak tersimpan di ininya, kalau di pulau apa saya lupa loh. Di Inazuma juga yang kayak ingatan-ingatannya kayak tersimpan di kayak kabut-kabutnya gitu coy. Itu keren sih. Yang satu pulau cuma dipenuhin kabut-kabut doang.
Not right now, but they'll be back. Look, get out of here. Now, there's no time left. The almighty Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune Saigu. There is no one left to rely on but ourselves. I don't know how long we can hold out for. But if we abandon our hope, then we've got nothing left at all.
Don't worry, I'm right here.
It's the Shogun? You're back. Please, we beg you. You have to help us. You have to save Inazuma. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness. Please, or the whole of Inazuma will be reduced to a hunting ground for the beasts.
Calm down. The war you speak of is over.
Over? But
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft breeze blows. This is Inazuma at peace, as you will no doubt remember. There are no monsters, nor is there anything else here that could threaten your life.
what? But how? Just moments ago, they were everywhere. I saw them tear my comrade to shreds with my own eyes.
Hey, calm down. Everything's fine now.
I think I understand. Almighty Shogun, you saved Inazuma. Yes, we were right to place our trust. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
What's wrong with him?
Ya, ini kayaknya kalau saya tebak sih kayaknya kayak ingatan dari masa lalu gitu coy. Kayaknya sih. Kayak di pulau itu. Saya lupa nama pulaunya, ya udahlah. Ntar saya cek di map dah.
He's gone.
Setelah selesai ininya ya.
Paimon can't even begin to understand what that was all about. But somehow, Paimon feels...
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw was a samurai's memory that was buried in the land. The sacred sakura can absorb and purify the filth in the ley lines. After the Rift Hounds attacked, some of this filth leaked out through the cracks in the trunk and formed a physical entity. An entity formed with strong filth would be highly aggressive. But when purified, it presents in the form of a memory. Purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed by the ley lines shortly afterwards. In other words, it cannot exist for too long.
Nah, ini nih. The same thing happened to the skimming. Nah, The Skimming ini kayaknya yang punya memori di ini coy, di pulau yang saya ceritain tadi. Saya lupa nama pulaunya tapi ya.
So the memories of the ones that died are all appearing at this moment?
Yes,
Terus saya tunjukin dah
that
pulaunya di
soldier
mana.
was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was describing just now was precisely the disaster that happened in Inazuma
Oke, ini kita
500
bakal
years ago.
tanya yang mana nih? Kita tanya kenapa Shogunnya hilang, atau kita tanya Kitsune Saigunya hilang? Saya gak tahu ntar bisa tanya lagi atau enggak. Jadi kalau Shogunnya hilang, mungkin kita udah tahu ceritanya. Yang Shogunnya dia kayak perang di Kanria itu, kayaknya sih, ingat saya kayak gitu. Untuk cerita Shogunnya, yang jadi saudaranya meninggal itu coy. Saudaranya mati langsung dia yang jadi Shogun akhirnya. Harusnya ada 2 Shogun kan. Dan ya untuk yang Kitsune Saigu ini kita nggak tahu. Jadi kayaknya kita bakal tanya yang Kitsune Saigu aja coy. Saya nggak tahu bakal bisa tanya lagi ntar atau enggak, tapi ya kita bakal tanya yang Kitsune Saigu ini.
Yes, Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in origin, while others came from the now fallen kingdom of Kanria. The disaster in Inazuma caused me great concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late, otherwise it would spread to all of Teyvat. But my friend, Kitsune Saigu, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. She would shoulder the responsibility of protecting Inazuma and mobilize all forces at her disposal to combat the threat. I could tell that, although neither of us acknowledged it, we both knew that the road ahead would likely end in tragedy.
So, Inazuma was attacked at the same time as when the disaster happened in Kanria?
Kayaknya gak ada bedanya lah. Saya pilih yang mana barusan. Dia gak ada ngejelasin kenapa Kitsune-nya hilang. Kayaknya dia, mungkin ceritanya nih kayak Kitsune-nya dia ikut bareng si Shogunnya ini buat perang di Kanria, kayak gitu kah? Dengan masalah di Kanria coy. Kayaknya gitu sih. Itu kenapa si Shogun sama si Kitsune-nya gak ada.
Indeed. Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma. In the end, Kitsune Saigu sacrificed her life to protect the people. I never had the chance to see her one last time. But I would like to believe that she kept her promise to me until the very last.
Enggak di sini ya. Jadi dia harusnya nggak sama-sama Shogun coy dengan sesuatu di Kanria. Tapi dia kayaknya tetap di Inazuma, cuman ya dia udah mati lah gitu ya. Buat ngeprotek Inazuma coy. Kayaknya kayak gitu sih.
But even then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could have ever imagined. Those terrible tragedies left great wounds that are still felt to this day, both on the land itself and in my heart.
Hey,
Yes,
Saya gak inget nih.
for the longest time, I couldn't bring myself to face the pain of that loss.
Kitsune.
All my martial might was in vain. Though I could conquer Tatarigami and vanquish monsters, I was helpless against the ravages of time, powerless to keep the ones I cherished alive.
Ini si Kitsune ini yang meninggal kayak apa namanya, kayak saudaranya si A ini kah atau beda orang? Jadi saya bingung nih. Tapi kayaknya beda sih. Soalnya di waktu itu katanya si ini, yang saya ingat ya, si Morak itu harusnya si bukan A Shogunnya, tapi satunya ini yang meninggal, yang Shogun. Jadi kalau di ceritanya Shogunnya gak ada plus Kitsune-nya gak ada, berarti ada 2 orang. Jadi beda harusnya. Saya bingung nih di sini nih. Kitsune ini, dan juga bilang kalau dia nggak ngelihat si Kitsune ini. Si Kitsune mati, cuman dia gak tahu, bahkan gak bisa ngeliat buat terakhir kalinya. Tapi kalau di ceritanya si A, dia ngeliat kayak shogunnya yang asli mati coy. Jadi harusnya beda orang sih si Kitsunenya ini.
When I traveled around Inazuma with you, I caught a glimpse of how the nation has progressed over the centuries. A glimpse of human potential. Everything far exceeded my expectations. Moving forward inevitably invites further loss, but also new encounters. Just think of that soldier. Despite all the losses he had experienced, he still chose to keep fighting for the sake of moving forward. All those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future. But perhaps the future they were hoping for is not the eternity that I once strove for. Inazuma's god, it is high time I honored their wishes. Warriors of the past, who spilled your blood on this land, your noble souls now rest in this earth. I will never forget you, and all that you did for Inazuma.
He's taking all this pretty hard.
Come on. Let's keep investigating the damage to the sacred Sakura.
Oke, kita lanjut. Kita cari ini lagi nih, damage di Sacred Sakura coy. Oh ini nih. Saya tunjukin pulaunya dulu ya. Kalau nggak salah di mana pulaunya? Nah ini nih. Tar. Nah nih. Tsurumi Island. Explorasinya masih 42% tuh. Bahkan belum 50%. Ya. Ini ada Golden Wolf Lord. Ya kayaknya di sini sih. Tempat yang saya ceritain itu coy. Si siapa dan namanya tadi? Don Kiming apa? Dia ada di sini. Kayak di memori atau ingatannya nih, tempat yang penuh kabut gitu. Harusnya ini sih, kalau saya nggak salah. Ya, ini harusnya coy. Nggak yakin anjir. Oke, kita lanjut lagi ceritanya. Kita cari tanda-tanda recall-nya lagi coy.
Suspected there are a load of rift hounds here too.
Leave them to me. Shine down! Illusion shattered! There is no escape!
Salah satu musuh yang paling ngeselin asli
Something
untuk
seems
recall.
wrong with A.
Why would you ask that?
Well, usually you'd pull out your sword and swish! Vaporize them all in one go!
You are unduly concerned. I'm simply conserving my energy. Although I have some understanding of the situation already, it could take an unexpected turn at any time. I must be prepared for anything. If there are more formidable monsters lying in wait in this area, I must make sure I have the strength to face them.
Ah, makes sense! Spoken like a seasoned shogun. The roots seem pretty badly damaged this time. We definitely need to tell the Yashiro Commission about this. Hey, the same light is leaking out again!
Furuyama? Is that you?
Almighty Shogun, what brings you back so soon? I thought you were off fighting a battle in a distant land.
Yup, jadi kayaknya Shogunnya emang waktu ini nggak ada di sana ya, nggak ada di Inazuma coy. Ada di Kenria, jadi tinggal Kitsune-nya doang yang ada di sini, yang ada tetap di Inazuma kayak gitu, yang ngeprotek Inazuma. Jadi ya, kayaknya dia beda orang sama Shogunnya ini. Soalnya seingat saya sih Morak bilang nggak ada yang tahu kalau Shogun ini ternyata 2 orang. kayak dua orang saudara gitu dari bukan cuma satu orang gitu. Jadi setelah saudaranya mati dia diganti kayak gitu coy. Jadi makanya banyak orang yang bahkan nggak tahu kalau Shogun itu ada dua.
Fighting a battle in a distant land? Sounds like this guy's talking about 500 years ago, too.
Allow me to introduce Furuyama. He is a tea master and a member of my retinue. Though blind, Furuyama is unparalleled in his ability to appraise tea. He brews some of the very finest tea in all of Inazuma.
Your Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. I have simply had the good fortune to be in Your Excellency's presence long enough to become acquainted with all the skills that are required of me. It sounds like the almighty Shogun has brought a guest. I'm afraid I'm unable to serve you any respectable refreshments on account of the current situation. After all, it's quite a...
What should we do?
Okay.
Oh,
Let's get along.
Yeah. Sheesh. There's monsters everywhere out there. It's pitch black and loads of people have been injured.
I see. So, they have fought their way this far already. Most of the residents in this neighborhood have already escaped. They wanted to take me with them, but it seemed rather pointless to me. So, I decided to stay. And now the almighty Shogun is here, I have even less reason to run away. Imagine if this was something that even the almighty Shogun was powerless to resolve. Where could I possibly run to then? People flee out of a desire to live on, and the desire to live on stems from a feeling of having unfinished business in life. But me, I have no such thoughts, and I have no regrets. The almighty Shogun often speaks to me about her dreams over tea. Just listening to her stories. I've been blind for many years, but her vivid descriptions took me on a splendid journey to all the most beautiful places in Inazuma. Over time, I've come to understand her mindset. Quite the romantic at heart, a true dreamer. One thing she always says is, good things don't last forever. Everything changes, fades, disappears completely over the passage of time. And so, people must make the most of the life they have, seize the chance to enjoy it while it lasts, and have no regrets in the end.
That doesn't sound like A. Okay, kita bisa
So you
katakan.
see, as bleak as things may be now, I have experienced countless wonderful things in life, and have no reason not to be satisfied.
Ya, kayaknya dia ini sih. Soalnya kayak barusan kayak nggak cocok dengan Eternity dan nggak kayak Jadi kayaknya emang si Furuyama ini dia ngelayanin atau nge-serve si Shogun yang asli ya, yang sebelumnya kayak gitu ya. Sebelum diganti ke ini.
Perhaps you are right.
It won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the almighty Shogun for the last time. What a pity. I'll never get to see what Inazuma looks like after the almighty Shogun rebuilds it anew. But I suppose it doesn't matter. Everyone says that Inazuma has turned dark now. But to me, it went dark a long time ago. Once this catastrophe is over, life is sure to spring forth anew. But even if I survived until then, I'd probably be a hopelessly befuddled old so-and-so by then. So, never mind, eh?
Yap, kayaknya dia beda ya, yang dilayani dia.
Goodness me. Speaking of befuddled, look at me rambling away to my heart's content and forgetting to serve the tea. The almighty Shogun comes to visit and I don't have the tea ready. A truly One moment, I'll just... Where in the world is the tea I hope the others didn't smash it to smithereens in their hasty departure.
Can't see a tea set anywhere
Really? But it's always been right by my side. Goodness gracious, what a fool I'm making of myself. I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it themselves. That would be most discourteous indeed.
Don't worry about it. Take a rest. We'll be back right away.
Almighty Shogun, you're not going too, are you? No, no, no. Your humble servant
This place is complicated. It's quite unlike the tea house in your memories. Leave it to us.
But... Well, I can't decide whether it's a final regret.
Where should we go to find a tea set?
Anjir, kita bakal
Having a cup of tea isn't
cari
exactly the most urgent thing to do right now. But at the same time, this lovely old man from 500 years ago has been through so much. And it makes Paimon so sad.
Kita
I'm
cari
also
tea apa
feeling
ini?
very nostalgic for his tea.
Oh, why don't we go to the Kamisato?
Anjir. Dari serangan monster malah cari teh sekarang.
It's the Traveler. And the almighty Shogun. How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, sure. I'll fetch that for you right away. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, almighty Shogun. Oh, and I'll inform my lord about your visit immediately. Ah, and the tea set, I'll...
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the Traveler. Please, fetch the tea set at your convenience.
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you must have a lot of questions.
Nah ini nih. Sekarang kita tahu coy. Kita tanya nih. Benih yang di-serve atau yang dilayani si tea master itu bener Shogun ini atau bukan? Kayaknya bukan sih. Ini tebakan saya aja, kayaknya bukan coy. Soalnya beda banget. Dia kan Eternity dan yang satunya itu kayak apa namanya tadi ya? Saya lupa. Kayak hidup kalau gimana ya? Saya lupa loh ceritanya lah. Jadi kayak hidup apa ya? Kayak bebas aja gitu. Beda dengan Eternity ini coy. Si Shogun ini. Kalau Eternity-nya si Shogun ini kan dia nggak berubah dari dulu kayak gitu. Tapi kalau yang satunya kayaknya lebih bebas gitu.
Right. Paimon wanted to ask
Kalau
that
tebakan saya
too.
kayaknya bukan
The
sih.
almighty Shogun that he described didn't sound anything like you at all.
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent practicing martial arts. So, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon, who was also my sister, Raiden Makoto.
Iya, kayaknya memang bukan ya. Oke, jadi sekarang kita udah tahu yang pertama A dan yang Electrocon yang sebelumnya itu ini Raiden Makoto. Jadi kita udah ada dua nama. Jadi yang tadi Kitsune udah pasti beda coy. Kenapa saya pikir sama ya?
He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns, but he always acted as if he was completely unaware of it.
Jadi kayaknya si Raiden Makoto itu yang mati di Kanria coy. Makanya bakal diganti sama Raiden Shogun yang sekarang atau E-nya ini.
The philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality. She always saw things that way.
You and Makoto had pretty different views, huh?
Indeed we did. It was the biggest difference between us. In her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. The yearning for a better future held by living beings. They are similar, but not identical. When you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form now. It seems like she was right, while I took the wayward path.
Wow. There sure was a lot going on beneath the surface.
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream is more imaginary, more abstract than an ambition. An ambition is a yearning for something material or a concrete outcome. It is finite in nature and will be replaced by a new ambition in due course. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place. It is something innate, rooted in instinct.
That's, quite a lot to take in.
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about outcomes. I didn't understand at the time. How can we say that we are maintaining eternity when things are constantly moving forward and evolving? I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity she set out. Yes, it does. I always thought that she must have grasped some elusive, arcane wisdom to arrive at the conclusions she did. But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one. Notwithstanding that it was also the more prudent choice, based on a more mature, far-sighted outlook.
Do you feel you're starting to understand her better now?
You have already witnessed my previous views on eternity. Oh. I no longer cling to what was lost. I suppose that means our differences have been reconciled.
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set. This one in particular should be fit for your excellency's use.
It's quite beautiful.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I does not deserve the—
It's all good, sir. She's actually...
Let us return. We ought not keep Furu...
Jadi katanya kayak tadi nih, dia bakal bertahan terlalu lama coy. Cuman ini kita udah pinjem teh, udah bicara sampai tadi malam kan. Ini udah pagi loh. Apa nggak hilang gitu si apa namanya memorinya Fuyuyama itu, Fuyuyama atau siapa nih si T-Master ini coy. Kita udah pergi semalaman, apa nggak hilang gitu memorinya nih ya. Soalnya katanya nggak bisa bertahan lama. Oh, hilang kah? Yap, udah hilang coy. Kayaknya kelamaan ya.
Where'd he go? He wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set himself, would he?
Or perhaps the ley lines did not have the power to sustain him for very long, as was the case with the memory we saw earlier.
Jadi kita gak bisa ngerasain tehnya nih. Udah pinjem teh, gak bisa ngerasain tehnya coy dari T-Master.
So we won't get to drink his tea? We didn't even have a chance to say goodbye.
Anjir.
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were able to meet him to begin with was a miracle of fate.
Let's make our own tea.
Well, this chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set.
Anjir, kita beneran bikin teh apa
Perhaps
ini?
I should try my hand at making us a pot of tea.
Saya kira bakal bercanda barusan, ternyata beneran bikin teh apa? Cuk, ini kita lagi diserang monster loh. Kenapa tiba-tiba bikin teh?
I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. I doubt I should have any major problems doing it myself.
Oke, ini si E yang ngebikinin teh nih coy.
The tea is ready.
Kita lihat gimana
Please give it
rasanya.
a try.
Gimana rasanya nih teh yang dibikin dari coy?
So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. I'm not sure how to explain it.
His memory flooding back.
You're right. But the things we've seen today have brought back many memories for me. I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune Saigu, Makoto, and all the other friends who I watched pass even further back.
Kita udah dapat 2 nama nih, si Kitsune Saigu sama Makoto coy. Kalau dari namanya Kitsune Saigu, dia Kitsune harusnya kayak ini ya, kayak Fox ini kah? Atau rubah gitu kah?
Back at the
Kalau di
Yashiro
Kitsune,
Commission,
iya
I
kan?
kept the conversation reasonably light-hearted. But now, I'd like to broach a heavier topic, if I may.
Oke. Ini kayaknya story buat kita bisa lebih ngerti lagi tentang si Shogunnya ini coy, atau si E-nya ini ya.
The events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend, Kitsune Saigu, they also took Makoto away from me, for good.
She died in that disaster too?
Yes. She went to Conria alone, without telling me. Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crises had arisen in the past, I was always the one to face them in her stead. But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Or perhaps it was more that she went ahead of me, put herself in front of me, so that I would remain hidden. In any case, by the time I realized what was happening,
Oke, jadi Makoto ini bukan martial arts. Sekiranya Shogun-Shogun ini kayak kuat-kuat gitu coy, yang bisa jago kayak bertarung gitu. Tapi kayaknya enggak sih, tapi ya Venti kayaknya juga enggak, serius enggak tahu Venti dulunya kayak gimana ya. Cuman kayaknya si Venti enggak terlalu di martial arts juga coy. Dan ini si Shogun yang pertama juga gitu. Dia enggak terlalu di martial arts. Mungkin lebih kayak ke pemimpin aja gitu ya.
yes, it was too late. I arrived only in time to hear her dying breath. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point, so all I could do was enter into her mind. As far as you're concerned, it would be somewhere similar to the plane of Euthymia. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell. I cried bitterly. Even in those final moments, I couldn't understand her actions. Why did she go to Conria first, and not I? Why did she keep me in the dark about it? Was it to shield me? It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her realm of consciousness just before it collapsed completely, and brought it back to Inazuma.
That's quite a story.
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo, the tree that you know as the sacred sakura.
Oke, jadi kayaknya pohon yang di Secret Sakura ini gak aslinya di situ kayaknya cuy. Jadi pas Shogunnya ini pergi ke Kanria dan balik lagi baru dia muncul. Kayaknya ada hubungannya sama si Kitsune itu
That's
kayaknya ya.
exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. They were so matter-of-fact about it, and couldn't at all understand what I was so surprised about. No one questioned it, and yet its presence contrasted so starkly with the area as I remembered it. It seemed as if I was the only one to have noticed it appear suddenly out of thin air. In the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous effect of Makoto's consciousness. With the help of the sacred Sakura's power, I was finally able to overcome the monsters and quell the disaster in Inazuma.
This is all really hard to understand. Kinda beyond Paimon's level.
Oh. Jadi kayak kekuatannya si Makoto ini yang ngebuat apa namanya, pohonnya itu, coy.
Yes. She had such a great love for this land and for its people. In this respect, I still do not compare to her. I once told myself that I would never speak of these events again. Facing the fact that she is gone is unbearably painful. But even the tea that is most bitter to the tongue, once swallowed, leaves some sweetness in the throat. And it's time I came to terms with it all.
Oke.
Oh, while we're on the topic, since you experienced that battle in person,
Oh iya, nih kayaknya kayak saudara kita kan katanya dia ke Kanria, coy, dulunya, coy. Dia, ini kita tanya nih, apa dia ngelihat kayak sister kita before, coy? Ngelihat saudara kita sebelumnya gitu, waktu perang di Kanria.
Sister? I had heard that you were looking for your family. You mean to say that she was somehow involved in the Kanria disaster?
based on what we've learned so far, it seems so, yeah.
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing. By the time I arrived, the worst of the fighting was already over. And also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of Inazuma and the fate of those closest to me. So, I am afraid I can't help you.
Oh, well, that's a shame. But it can't be helped, I guess. Boy, both of you have experienced great tragedy.
With this last cup of tea, let us honor the Tea Master's memory. Thank you, Destiny, for giving us the chance to meet again.
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Kita lanjut, coy. Oke, mungkin segitu aja untuk video kali ini. Jangan lupa like, comment, dan subscribe. Kita lanjutin besok aja karena udah kepanjangan nih, coy. Daripada bosan ntar ya. Jadi ya, sampai jumpa di video selanjutnya dan terima kasih.